Some of us are playing with filters.
Hey, is there any different ones?
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure when class starts, you turn that filter off, okay?
Okay.
William, are you okay? William?
So Miss Pham, I see that I can make you a host. I don't know how to make you a co-host.
Oh, no.
I feel like if I make you the host, that's going to remove me as the host. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, it is. I just dared.
I think so, Ms. Stevens.
All right. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Okay. Well, we have no time to waste, so let's get going on the lesson today. We're going to continue doing work on the idea of evoking mood in a text. So we're going to start with a video, and let's see if you recognize this person in the video. Okay. All right, so just to remind you that authors use language to evoke mood in their readers. Does anybody remember what evoking means? We talked about it yesterday. If you think you know, you can type it into the chat. Show me what evoking, describe what evoking means. Who remembers? I'm going to open the chat to see if we have some answers. So Diego says it's a memory. You sort of feel or remember a memory. That's right, Diego. Anyone else? Evoking a mood. When you feel something when you read a book. There you go, Jacob. That's exactly right. And we can feel a lot of different things. Angry, anticipating or waiting, nervous, a lot of different sort of memories. So the neat thing about, let me try to get, I agree, when we eat tacos, we can get happy. Thanks, Helen. Yep. I put a picture of sancocho up there because I figured maybe some of you guys felt happy. You evoked a feeling when you would eat your grandmother's sancocho. And we're about to get a lot of evoked feelings when we eat some Thanksgiving food, I hope. Okay. So authors can evoke mood in the readers by doing a few things. They can repeat some words or phrases throughout it. We saw that mysterious kept repeating. They can use adjectives around a certain type of word. So we saw a lot of color adjectives yesterday. We saw wintry brown, greenish blue and gray. That sort of evoked that mysterious feeling. And then if we're working with a picture book, the authors can work with the illustrator to create a type of setting. So we can see some of those images in the pictures. And I'm going to be doing work with Juaneris, Danuri, and Jade about really closely studying some pictures later today. All right. Also, in speeches, we can feel, there can be evoking of a mood or a feeling. So when Vice President-elect Kamala Harris was giving her acceptance speech, I felt a lot of things when I was listening to her. And we're going to watch some of that speech again, and we're going to try and figure out what sort of language and maybe some colors that we see if it evokes something in us. So let's go over and let's see Senator Harris. Okay.
Ms. Stevens, I can't hear the audio.
No? You can't hear the audio? You know what? Let me try something.
years, you marched and organized for equality and justice, for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next president of the United States of America. All the women who have worked to secure and protect the right to vote for over a century, 100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots and continue to fight for their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight, I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and the strength of their vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I stand on their shoulders. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to break one of the most substantial barriers that exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president. But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last.
Okay. So friends, if you could type into the chat what sort of words, maybe you saw expressions on Kamala's face, what sort of language was used to evoke, and did you feel something when you listened to her speech? Type it in the chat, and I'm going to start adding some things on our shared document right here. Confident. Happy, proud, and strong. Okay, so Kamala is brave. She was grateful. And if anyone could also weigh in, do they remember some of the words that Vice President-elect used? What were some of the words that she said? Do you remember? Unity, yes. Justice, absolutely. Brave, audacity. She used the word audacity. That's very similar. Okay. Equality. So friends, all of these words were used to evoke something in us as the listeners. So we can notice some of this evoking. Yep, she used the words Joe Biden, absolutely. The authors and the speech writers choose some very specific words so that we feel things when we're listening. And I'd like to ask Miss Pham, do you remember when you watched this? What did you feel?
I felt really inspired by her words. I felt really emotional to see a female up there for the very first time as vice president. And I felt a sense of maybe like comfort knowing that she was there to support all of us. And it was just kind of like a wash of relief for me when I was watching it.
Yeah, so feelings were evoked in you, is that right?
Absolutely. They were very much evoked in me.
Very much. Cool. So yeah, friends, you know, if you're watching anything, you can think, what is this evoking in me? It doesn't only happen in books. It can happen in TV shows, even in music that we're listening to. We can feel certain feelings. And of course, we talked about food. So I want you to be detectives on evoking over the next few days when you're with your families, and start paying attention and using that word. Okay, so we're going to keep going. I think we're going to get right ready to our, independent work time. What? All right, friends. So 3 groups, okay? Atlas, Jadelis, Amani, Helen, and Alexander. Jacob, William, Serrano, Desmond, Jet, and Diego, all right? You guys are going to choose a fiction book. Could be something from your own collection. It could be a book that you've read before, anything, so long as it's a story, okay? And I want you to identify the mood from a passage. So read maybe 1 or 2 pages, and you're going to complete a table on a graphic organizer that I've created. And I'm going to share that with you in the chat to click on. So I'm just going to pull it up right now. There is a list of moods on that document that you're going to be using right over here. And you can go through and you can read all of the different moods. And then I have some graphic organizers. So I have your name already typed in. You're going to tell me the title of your book or your story. Describe what is happening in that scene. And then I want you to go back up here to this chart and pick a mood and tell me some of the language, justify, defend why you chose that mood and what sort of description the author is using, all right? So it's going to be all of you guys on your own separate table to work on this document. And I'm going to put that into the chat, okay? So here is access, and I've already made sure to share it so that you guys can go in to start typing when you want, all right? So I'm going to put you guys into maybe I'll just put you into 1 breakout room, or Miss Pham, should I do the 2? Doesn't really matter. It's sort of a private space for them to do work. What do you think?
I think 1 group could be fine.
1 group is fine. Okay. And so all of you guys can click on that, and you can start getting right to work on that one while I assign to the other students. So let me just create some of the breakout rooms right now. All right. So let's see here.
I can't get on the document.
Oh, I see some students are being able to do it.
If you have a question, can you just pop it in the chat, Avengers?
Okay.
When I press on the link, it looks like this. It just says stuff.
I don't see Haley Woodbury. Is that a different student on here?
That's our student teacher.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay.
Ms. Stevens, do you mind just allowing the students access like with no restrictions? I think some students are not able to get on.
Okay. Let's see. Let me try that one more time, because I see many students have entered, but I will absolutely make certain.
Yeah, it says anyone on the internet with this link can edit. So you should be, once you click on that.
Yeah, I don't know how to make any changes to the setting at this point, but I'll continue to see. Yep, I see some students are on there.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, so that means that Zoe, Christopher, and Carlos and Miss Pham are going to be in a separate room, and you guys are going to be reading Owl Moon, which is one of my very favorite long poems by Miss Jane Yolen. And you guys are going to be identifying anticipation or waiting. So you're going to find some of the words that build anticipation in Owl Moon. Oh my gosh, I really hope you enjoy it. And it's the perfect season to read Owl Moon too. Miss Pham, you're familiar with the text?
I love this story. I'm so excited.
Oh, great. So I'm going to throw you guys and then, oops, okay. And then here is, so I'm going to put that in the chat as well so you guys can all share and pull that up. Okay. There we go. And let me open a room for you guys, okay? And then I'll stay with the remaining students that are here. And we're going to do some studying illustrations. Okay. Let's see. So that's Zoe assigned to room 2. Christopher assigned. And Mr. Carlos. Miss Woodbury, I think I'm going to put you in the other breakout room 1. Does that work? Okay. Adios. Okay, Danody, Jade. Danody, Jade. Okay, got it. Yes, Jet?
So I don't know how to get on like the Google Docs and the Google Docs where you like write, where you like look at the nudes and stuff. Did you post the link?
In the chat. Did you open the chat, sweetheart?
Let me see.
It's, I will post it again. So it's the thing that's right on the bottom for you. All right. And I'm going to send it directly to you. Okay. You let me know, sweetheart. Okay. All right, friends. So the rest of us are going to be working right here. So I have.
I can't get in the.
It's in the chat. You see like when
Google
okay,
Docs.
you see the
Jade, sweetheart, you're going to stay with me. You're not going to go to that Google Doc. You're going to stay with me. Is that clear, Jade?
Also,
go to my
Jade, you're not going to go because you're going to be in a group with me and we're going to stay right on this document together. Is that clear? Oh, good. And Jadelis and Daneuri. Daneuri, would I be able to see you? Or are you calling on you guys can all unmute, by the way. Jade, Jadelis, and Daneuri, you guys can unmute. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to do some studying of these pictures right here to see how the illustrator evokes a mood in us. So, ¿cómo es que el ilustrador evoca un tono, a mood, how we feel, all right? And if you notice, I've put some color words down here, and we have some of the garden words on the pictures. Do you see that?
Look surprised.
Can you guys show me a surprised face? She looks surprised, right? She looks surprised. Is it this right here?
Yeah, it's the one that she looks up. Yeah, that one.
The one she looks up, that's a one surprised. So I'm going to take a Post-it, put it in green and say, and who's the one that said that, Jadelis?
No, me, Jade.
Jade said, She looks certified. Cool. So now, you know what that means, Jade? That means that you're an analyst. When you are making inferences on characters, you are analyzing the text. Did you know that?
No.
Who else wants to be an analyst? What else do you notice? What sort of mood? ¿Qué tono está evocado? What tone is evoked? See something over here? Maybe Jadelis or Daneuri can help us?
I mean, I think she looks kind of curious.
Say that one more time.
She looks like curious.
Okay, so Mary looks curious. Oops. Okay, so we have another analyst. Mary looks curious. All right.
And I see a bird. And
What?
I see blue
And you see blue, a blue
and
bird,
red.
blue, and some red roses. Okay. Do we notice those bright colors in this picture?
Yeah. No.
Huh. So could you see that it's bright, or maybe it's dark? I don't know. What sort of words would you use to describe?
Wait, what you said again?
It looks like this one is rather bright, and we see her orange dress over here too. What sort of words would we use to describe this image?
It looks dark. It looks like if you're not happy.
Okay, so we're gonna practice. Was that Jade that was saying that? I'm sorry. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we, Daneudi, I want Jade and Daneudi to unmute, and we're going to read this together, okay? 1, 2, 3. Jade
Thinks
the
And look
secret garden
so
looks
happy.
dark,
not
not so happy.
all right. That's so true. Daneudi, sweetheart, I can't hear you. What are you saying? Oh gosh. All right. Let's see what else. So what sort of mood for us, the reader, do you think this author wants to bring out? Do you have a sort of memory or a feeling when you look at, let's say, this picture?
A happy dream,
Of a happy dream.
not a bad one,
Not a
like
bad
the
one.
other picture.
Sort of like a good dream, like a warm dream that you've had. Jadelis, what about you?
Well, actually, that actually looks like I noticed something like in those two pictures. I noticed something. Like they all have like different colors. They all have like different like they all have like different like they all have like different brightness.
You know, Jadelis, when you use the word brightness and we talked about darkness, what you're really talking about right now is tone, tono. It's the sort of coloring that the illustrator chooses so that we feel something inside of us. So Jade talking about a happy, warm dream. It's very bright. Things are alive. Things are alive in that one picture. In the other picture, they seem kind of what?
Dead.
So if we go back, right? If we go back to this passage, do y'all remember this one from yesterday? Mary said,
Yeah.
she did not know whether the bushes were dead or alive. So you guys, Jadelis and Jade, you figured something out. The illustrator was showing that here things are
Brighter.
they're alive, they're brighter. Yeah.
And then the other one is darker and the other one is dead.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. So you analysts were able to look at the illustrations and to match it with some of the language from the passage. And that's what good readers do. You take the information from the picture, you find something that the author writes, and then you bring it together to understand and to say something, to infer something about that text. Good job. Any other questions before I bring back the whole group? Any other statements that you analysts can figure out? Do you think that Mary's going to enjoy being in the secret garden? Would you?
Maybe in the brighter one.
Maybe in the brighter one? Feels like a happier place?
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know. I kind of like the mystery of the secret garden. Okay. I am going to stop the share and I'm going to bring everybody back from the breakout rooms.
Hey, Miss Pham, I can't wait to hear how Owl Moon went.
Yeah. There was so much beautiful figurative language. We were just talking about that last week, so it was so nice to listen and hear all the metaphors that were in there.
So Carlos is saying that it felt a little surprising, the language that Jane Yolen used in Owl Moon. Oh, great. All right. Ms. Woodbury, did you notice anything from the work that your students were doing?
So we were actually troubleshooting for a minute. Some of my students had a hard time accessing the document, but I did, yeah, that's what I had to spend most of my time doing, sorry.
Oh gosh, Zoom teaching.
You know, the struggle of Zoom teaching, but it did seem like students had a lot of good ideas between the two Google documents.
Great. I mean, I think that now you guys really have a good understanding of evoking, and you can pay attention to that in videos or shows that you see, in music that you listen to. So exciting. Carlos he's here for it. He's really paying attention to all of those moods. And then my group, we were looking at these two images and we were studying them, and how that the line dead or alive from the garden really mapped on to the two different images that we saw when she was in the alive garden versus the secret garden. So that was Jadelis and Jade. So our time is up, friends. I really had such a lovely experience here with you. Thank you. Just thank you so much for working with me. Thank you to Ms. Pham and Ms. Woodbury for inviting me into your class. and for trying this crazy experiment of teaching through a screen. I mean, history shan't forget this time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Stevens, for sharing your expertise with us. And I definitely think we can talk about mood from now on as we're reading a lot of these stories this year, okay?
Oh, that's so great. Cool. Well, I'm going to hop off the room, and then I will wish you guys happy Turkey Day and that you enjoy the rest of this 2020 year to the extent that anything can be enjoyed.
Ms. Stevens, is it okay if we stay on this call just to wrap up things for our class?
Absolutely. I'm going to mute myself, but you take care of it.
Okay.
You know what? Do you want me to make you the host?
Is that okay? Yeah.
Of course. Turkey. Oh, okay. All right. Fun puns, you guys. Let me get to the participants. And there we go.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Oh, Jacob's coming back.